How's it going? Coming to you today from rainy Ohio, from the south shores of the Great Lakes. Today, I'm going to look at a deck of playing cards that I got at the Holden Arboretum gift shop. Each card, and it's kind of funny because I don't know if you remember like the old dirty grandpa Yankee lady playing cards. It's like those, except each card is a new weed. So, and these are all local to my area. I think they're Midwest to Mid-Atlantic um, plants in this region. And it's been a lot of fun going through them. I actually have more playing cards than I do tarot and oracle cards, but I genuinely I play a lot of solitaire, um, group card games. I don't really play poker, although I know how. It's something where if I play, I am a jinx. There are certain games that I'm like that with. And people like to play with me because I win way too much. Um, Not that I've ever been kicked out of a casino or anything, but I don't really gamble. That's not my bag. But I do like playing cards. I will play with scratch, but that's a fun fact about me. And it's not, I mean, I'm not one of those people who has dozens of tarot decks and dozens of oracle decks. Like maybe together it's a few dozen, but I've never really counted them. So let's sit down and take a look at this foraging deck. So here is the foraging deck. These are the playing cards. Oh, awesome. The species in this deck, aside from the toxic jokers, are often popular foraging targets. Please note, foragers only harvest certain portions of given plants. Not every part of a plant shown here is edible. Some plants also need to be specially prepared, example, boiled, before they are edible. This is not intended as a replacement for expert foraging advice or field guides. Do not use this deck as a guide for foraging for the table. Instead, use the photos as flashcards to help you identify potential species of interest. A couple of nice books that are also available. I think that's a mushroom deck. This first card is Canada Moonseed, which I'm not familiar with, but I really did appreciate the little skull and crossbones and then the inset of what the actual seeds look like. Gives you an idea of what you're working with there. Up next is Cattail. These you can actually make vegan hot dogs out of. Chickweed, that's one of the four corners. Incense. Wild violets, love those in the spring. Bristle thistle, we actually have a bunch of this at our new shop. Virginia waterleaf, which I used to get mixed up with mugwort, oddly enough. Lilac, one of the sweetest scents of spring. Chicory, you can actually use chicory root as a caffeine-free coffee substitute. Watercress, something I've heard of, I've seen it, I've never used it. Staghorn sumac. This grows in abundance where I live, and you can actually make a high vitamin C lemonade out of those berries. Oxeye daisies, seen everywhere. Salsify is something I've seen a lot of this year for the first time, and you can actually use the roots like carrots. They taste like asparagus. Classic yarrow. Wild rice, very popular in the Great Lakes region. Wild grapes, also in abundance everywhere. Mock strawberries. Now, there is another Virginia strawberry, but I know that you can actually use those like regular strawberries. There's just not much flavor. Crab apples, same thing. Anything you can do with a regular apple, you can do with a crab apple. Hawthorn, one of the classic fairy trees. Mountain ash, not something I'm familiar with, but those berries look absolutely beautiful. Service berries. I actually just noticed we have a few service berry trees at the Holden Arboretum. Black huckleberry. Not something I've worked with or seen out in the wild too much. Common chokeberries. Now, I have seen these, but I thought they were poisonous, and apparently they're not. Gooseberries. I've actually gotten these at the grocery store. They're kind of fun. And then there's the Virginia strawberry. This is definitely not one that I've worked with. But there are blueberries. Blueberry lemon is my favorite flavor combo. Black raspberries. And the next one coming up, red raspberries. I used to pick these when I was a little kid, and we would get little ice cream buckets and go pick berries, and then we'd make pies and cobblers and jams. It was good. Black currants. I actually just started eating those about 5 years ago. Acorns. I recently found out that you can eat those. I'm going to try and make some acorn flour at some point. Wild plums. Would love to find some of those. Hazelnuts. That's another one I would love to find some. My roses do not grow hips like this. High bush cranberry. Now that's something I'd like to find too. Mulberries. I see these in a lot of places. Pawpaw. Oh, I'm excited for this one. My daughter is actually growing a few pawpaw seedlings, and my boss has some too. Those are pretty nice. Autumn olives. I don't know what these are, but I hope they taste like olives. Sand cherries. I actually have seen these at the local beaches. Common dewberry. Looks a lot like mulberry and blackberries. I don't know too much about those. Or these thimbleberries. Red currants. I have not seen these anywhere, not even in stores. I've seen it as a flavor, but not an actual available fruit. Garlic mustard is invasive, so hack away at that. Yellow wood sorrel, we also call this sour grass. I use that in anything I would use lemons in. Dandelions, versatile, leaves, roots, everything. Dutch white clover, my groundhog's favorite and mine as well. Plantain, not to be confused with the fruit. This is a completely different plant, does different things. Ground ivy actually has a lot more uses than you might think. Common purslane. I used to get this mixed up with St. John's wort, somehow. Lamb's quarters, not to be confused with lamb's ears. Red root pigweed. I did not know what this stuff was until I got this deck. Wild lettuce will get your dog zooted out of their mind. Curly dock. I've seen this in a few places. I don't believe that it is related to burdock. Don't hold me to that. Stinging nettle finally showed up in my yard this year. I was super excited. Red baneberry, another one. I like that they've got the little skull and crossbones on there, but there you go.